Then, he's flying her over the majestic landscape. He's like, look, there's the Bachelor Mansion. And she's like, wow, you can see the STDs from here. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Yes, I have a ring light now. I'm a big deal. Today, we're going to be talking about the most recent episode of The Bachelorette. And this one, it made me feel a lot of emotions. We had hometowns this week. The first one was our precious bean, Peter, and honestly, he is so sweet that I almost don't want him to win because I feel like he just deserves like some kind of small town romance where they just like get married in a country barn and no one knows who he is and he just had like a wholesome time. He doesn't deserve all this like media backlash and all this stuff. So like, then Peter does like a subtle car flex. I'm trying to film. Then Hannah finds a condom in his car. Then obviously we have to make a plane pun because Peter's a pilot and he wants to go flying with her, so he says he wants their love to soar. Get it. Then they're in the plane and love is soaring. Okay. Then as they're flying, Peter starts kissing her and he's not looking at the road. I mean, I know there's not a road because they're in the sky, but still I would be so uncomfortable. I'd be like, there's time for kissing later. I mean, you have a condom in your car. You're prepared. Let's be prepared in this moment right now. And that's the other thing, like, he's such a sweet bean and, like, such a good boy, but, like, at the same time, I feel like he's such a child that I am almost like, do I want you to fly my plane, or do I want you just to build, like, a Lego airplane with me? Then, he's flying her over the majestic landscape. He's like, look, there's the Bachelor Mansion. And she's like, wow, you can see the STDs from here. Then it goes to his mom watching the plane from above, and she's like, that's my boy, and I just needed a moment. Then, they're done flying and they pull up this love seat out of nowhere and they're just sitting on this couch and they're like, yeah, let's go sit on this couch so we can smell the plane fumes and look at all the concrete. Eventually we get to Peter's home and his family could not be more precious and sweet and welcoming, and then we find out that his younger brother looks like Nick Viall. Then they do like this chant prayer thing that I want to make fun of, but I can't because honestly it was so wholesome and pure and amazing. So the family's watching Hannah and Peter interact, and then his younger brother starts tearing up when he sees how like happy they are together, and I got emotional. Did anyone else get emotional during any of this, or do I just have a problem? Then Peter's mom pulls him aside and is like, yeah, you gotta wait until someone gives you that tick tick in your heart. And I'm like, heart murmur? Then his mom is talking to Hannah and she's saying, look, I just want God to be with you on this journey. Even if you don't end up picking our boy, I want him to, find your love, find the person meant for you. And I'm just like, what a nice, respectful lady who's just tied to God. We love a God-fearing woman, and that she's just so kind to Hannah. So then we move on to Tyler's date, and she says that Tyler is so fly. Is that a dig at Peter? And they're like on a boat and he's like feeling her butt, suntan lotioning it. And I just feel uncomfortable, like it's almost too much sexiness, and I kind of feel like she's cheating on Peter. Then my mom, coming in like an absolute savage, said that she probably took the condom from Peter's car to use with Tyler. Tyler's dad was so sweet, and honestly it did make me feel more for him when his brothers were saying that he was the strong one during all of his dad's medical issues. And it's not that I don't like Tyler, I just like Peter more now. It was Tyler was number one, and now it's Peter, and it's... Then they bring out that love seat again, and my mom makes the point of like, do they bring that love seat everywhere? Like, they just carry it around? And then he's like, he just wants to take off with Hannah. Another dig at Peter. Then Tyler gets in the car with Hannah as she's leaving and is like making out with her. And my mom's like, oh, instead of a car, it's a rocking car. I think she meant like when the car's rocking, don't come a knocking or something like that. But she also made the excellent point of like, what is the driver doing this? Like, what is he doing? Like, does he just sit there and pretend it's not happening? Probably, because I mean, he's probably seen some weird things in his life. Then we go to Luke P, and he starts off by saying, yeah, there's been a lot of bumps in our road. Bumps. Does Luke P have herpes? And it's super confusing because we meet all these people and they're all like so sweet about Luke, and he genuinely seems to like them and they like him, and it was very confusing because we've seen a very different side of him, but I still can't get over the fact that he's emotionally abusive. Like, he's manipulative, and the way he treats her, like, I'm sorry, that's just not something that like anyone else was talking about. That's his interactions with Hannah. Then he tells his shower story again, and look, I respect that that's his journey with God. I would never want to, make fun of someone for their faith, but like when he talks about this weight being lifted off him and everything, I was like, oh, your dog was in the shower with you or something. Like, I wanted to make a joke, but at the same time I feel kind of weird about that. Then he takes her to his house where there's more people who genuinely say that Luke P is a sweet boy, and again, so confusing. And then Luke P gives the first I love you. it's just upsetting because the first I Fall in Love You was with Jed and she said it and it was a whole thing and I was upset about that, and now the first I Love You is from Luke P, and those are just not my boys. You know, we need it to be Peter or Tyler. I can't have the Luke P Jed thing. We're done with them. We're moving past them. Then Hannah says that Jed always has something in his pocket for her. Penis! And of course, Jed takes her to a studio. Does he play music? Who knows? Then Jed asks her if she ever feels like her heart is coming out of her chest, and I'm like, no, but I do have that feeling when barf is going to come out of my mouth, and this conversation's evoking that. Then Jed takes her to his family, and Jed's dad jumps into Jed's arms like all the girls usually do with the guys, and I was like, wow. Then, like, literally everyone in Jed's family is just talking about his music career and how much he likes music and all these things. I'm like, okay, it's not just him, like, it's this family, like, it's just a lot. And obviously I assume that they know that he went on this show just for music. So how did no one tell Hannah? Because I don't know. I think that's kind of messed up, right? Like, that's sick. And then no one talks about the girl that he was seeing right before this. Do they not know? Does his family not know? Why hasn't Jed brought it up? And even his sister's like, yeah, I don't know if this is a good time for him to be in a relationship. I bet one of her friends is the one he's dating. If I have to hear music one more time. Then it's the rose ceremony and Hannah freaks out because she can't pick, you know, between Jed and Luke. And then she eventually gets 2 roses and gives all 4 of them, you know, fantasy date roses. Convenient. And basically Jed starts freaking out because he's like, oh, it shouldn't have even been a toss-up between me and Luke P. And it's like, dude, calm down. Like, I understand that you're upset that she likes Luke P, but if you really like Hannah, you have to respect her decisions. And if you're getting this upset because you're still continuing on when she could have let go of you, then maybe you don't actually really like Hannah, because you should just be happy that you're still there. That's it for today's video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this lovely ring light. I'm still trying to figure out like what setting I want it on, and you know, like kind of like the brightness, because it has different settings and stuff. Like, who is she? We've got different versions here. So let me know if you liked it, if I should position it different places. If you have tips, that'd be sick. As always, if you have any comments about this week's Bachelor episode, I'd love to hear them. Bachelorette, whatever, you get it. And be sure to subscribe, because I put in videos every single week and it helps me a whole bunch. Subscribe.